Hello again, Aries, and welcome to your mid-March monthly reading. We're going to be looking at the last 2 weeks of March for you guys. And again, before we start your reading, I have 2 cards here for you. And I am so blown away by what you guys pull in the Oracle cards. I think that these 2 are absolutely perfect for you and for what your true spirit is. So from free will, you pulled sovereignty, independence, and free spirit, which, yes, that is Aries, exactly. And then on top of that, you pulled instinct from chakra wisdom, which is absolutely perfect. Acting on your free will, but following your instincts as well. There's kind of like a pull on both sides here because instinct talks about being led by spirit. But with free will, you're pretty much doing what you please. Like, you're taking into consideration what spirit is trying to lead you to, but you're like, damn it, I'm going to do what I want. So from lay vampire, you have free will, sovereignty, independence, and free spirit. And working with this card says that you need to remind yourself of your own dreams and desires, of the purpose that has asked to be expressed through you. Activate your ability to say yes and no without guilt, without fear. It is safe and easy for you to express and act upon your free will. And then with instinct, of course, this one talks about letting go of all other senses but pure instinct. This is about being led by spirit and following your instincts. So these 2, I feel like, are perfect for Aries. Not only are you acting on your free will and what you are trying to manifest in your life, but you are also following your instincts. All right, Aries, here we go. Here is the energy coming through. You know, maybe there's a reason why instinct is showing up, because having the 8 of Swords as a signifier is saying that maybe you really need to act on your free will and say no to being stuck in situations that are no good for you, and then needing to allow spirit to lead you where you need to go. The 8 of Swords, immediately when I see that, the first question that comes to me is, why? Why is it that you're wanting to stay stuck in a situation where you already know what to expect? The 8 of Swords is like the unwillingness to move along your path. It's that fear of the unknown, fear of the future, fear of change, and also the fear of pain. And I always say the same thing with this one. I would rather deal with new pain than deal with the same shit over and over and over again. It's understandable that sometimes we would rather stay in situations that we already know, even though they're shitty as hell. But here, really, you need to move along. I mean, pulling free will and instinct, again, needing to act on your free will and not being afraid to say yes or no. Especially if you're in a situation right now where you're just like, don't ever fear your path. Deal with the pain as it comes. And the thing with the 8 of Swords is that you don't know. You don't know if there's going to be new pain here. There may not be any pain at all in the new path. But there's fear. And the past coming through. Now, seeing the Queen of Wands immediately, especially for Aries, I feel like, this is where in the past you were kind of like taking control of situations. The Queen of Wands is like the manager. She's the one that gets control of the people and the situations around her. And this is about stepping into your own power. And, I already looking at it, I feel like with that being the past coming through that, you were in that position where you were in control of what was going on in your life. But with that 8 of Swords, it's like things are starting to change. What is it that you're really trying to control now? Now, this could definitely be another fire sign coming through, but I feel like this is you and your past coming through. And needing to tap back into that power of the Queen of Wands because, she's no joke. She is powerful. I mean, to me, she almost rivals the Emperor, which is Aries. Very much in control. Present conditions, and there it is. Clearly here, you're wanting to stay in a situation where it's familiar to you, is what I feel like looking at the Devil and the Eight of Swords. You're cheating yourself to something that just, it's like you're not wanting to move along because it's comfortable for you. You know that it's not what you want, but you're staying there because it's like you just don't know what else to do, is what I feel like with that Eight of Swords sitting there, and then the Devil. And then again, the power with the Devil is that you know that you can release yourself from it. But it's like there's a choice being made here for you to like stay stuck in the same situation. And I feel like, again, it's like it's familiar. It's familiar to you. You still have that power of the Queen of Wands coming through, but you're staying chained to something that's just, you know, it's no good for you. It's not fulfilling you, but you're just not wanting to move away from it right now. Future conditions, Judgment. Wow. Judgment, you know, for me, it's about hearing that call, hearing the call of, you know, your soul, what your soul's true calling is. But it's also about being okay with the past. You know, I've said this time and time again, when you look at Judgment, the World, and then back into the Fool, the whole sequence speaks about reincarnation. And you can't go forward if you're not okay with the past. That's just dragging shit with you. I mean, the whole point of the Fool is to be the clean soul. So when Judgment shows up immediately, I feel like you need to be okay with past events. But also here, you need to hear that calling. And again, with free will and instinct, it's like you're being led to something better, because instinct talks about being led to higher ground by spirit. Spirit is leading you to that higher ground. But you're not going to move anywhere if you continue to stay chained to the same situation that isn't fulfilling you. You know, I mean, this is the present moment. Here, this is what you're pulling from the past, which to me is saying that, you know, you're wanting to tap back into the power of that Queen of Wands. Being dynamic, taking control of the situations around you, being that manager. And then Judgment. It's like, hey, you know, come on. Can't you hear the call? Like, you need to move here, right? But there's a part of you that's like, you know, you're wanting to stay stuck in something right now. But with Judgment being future conditions, I feel like, and then looking at your past coming through, that you will eventually break yourself of it. And I feel like that's why free will and instinct is showing up. It's just, right now, it's familiar to you. You know, which is difficult to see for Aries, because you guys are constantly on the move, constantly. To be chained down by something, there's got to be something else going on that's like making you want to stay stuck in a situation that you know is not fulfilling you. Your best path to follow, the Ten of Wands. The situation is overwhelming. Seeing the Ten of Wands as your best path to follow is saying, drop the load. It's too much. This whole situation is too overwhelming for you. Now, the Ten of Wands, again, it's the end. The 10 is the end, right? The end of that burden. But you gotta drop what's in front of you. I mean, you're just doing too much right now. I mean, in order to really step into your own power here and to hear your true calling, you got to release yourself from the shit that is weighing you down. It leads into a very beautiful beginning. Going back into the Ace of Wands is perfect for Aries. But right now, there's some shit you got to deal with. I mean, you know, seeing that there is, it's rough. It's rough because it's saying that, you know, to me, it's a warning. It's a warning that you're doing too much. You're doing way too much. And it has to do with this situation here. It's just overwhelming. Man, oh man, Aries, what the hell is going on? There you go. There you go. In your environment, this is a perfect ace to have. It may not be the Ace of Wands, but having the Ace of Swords there, to me, I mean, look at it. You get clarity. The Ace of Swords is absolute clarity of thought. But the big thing there, too, is that it's like having the truth seen. having the truth known, new fresh ideas, but clarity through the muck. Here, where you're blindfolded, there is an opportunity in your environment right now to see the situation for what it is. And again, to take that blindfold off. But it's like, you know, with that 10 of Wands, there again is the warning. The person that is carrying this load, it's like blocking them. They can't even see what's in front of them. So, you know, that being in your best path to follow, again, is saying you got to drop that load so that you can see the clarity of the situation here. But still, I feel like there's a part of you that's just, you want to stay chained in this. You're just not, the opportunities are all the way around you. It's just that you're not really willing to make the effort right now. But I think that things will change in the future. Seeing Judgment there, yeah. And again, you're pulling that power of the Queen of Wands coming through. Your hopes and your fears. Now, seeing the Six of Cups for me, immediately I think about the past. And I always say the same thing when I see this show up in readings for people. You need to be careful about what you're pulling from the past into the present moment, because that is what you will create tomorrow. Seeing that, and again, the past, and there you are, the past coming through. It's like needing to restore harmony back into your life. And to me, you know, looking at your past, it's like looking at and remembering the fact that you have immense power. You have the power and you have the strength to change your situation. And you know that. You know it. But I would be careful here. Seeing that in your hopes and your fears, it's like there could be a part of you that's like purposely staying stuck in the past, but not really taking any action to change the situation that's going on now. Like, you know, you don't want to stay stuck in past memories and go, oh, look at what I used to be. No, you know, screw all that. Because again, if you act on your free will and follow your instincts, you can go right back to that feeling, that powerful feeling of the Queen of Wands. But you got to be careful here. You've got to be careful with that sitting in your hopes and your fears. When you're reflecting on the past, be careful about what you're bringing into the present moment. But looking at your past, I really feel like there's a part of you that's wanting to get back to who you used to be, is what I feel like. But something is going on in your life right now where you're just deciding in the moment to stay chained in it. I mean, look at it. You know, this is where you want to be. And here I feel like, again, with instinct, being led by spirit, hearing that calling. But you got to drop that burden. You have to drop that so that you can see the truth and have that clarity in what this situation is here. Oh, and the outcome. Now, you know, there's the ending and there's the beginning. The beginning is there. It's there for you. It's just that, you know, with the Ten of Swords, man, oh man, Aries, what the hell? This to me is signaling the end of pain. It is the end. You're being released from the pain in your life, which is right here. Fear of pain. And already dealing with pain that is no good for you. Now, you know, with the Ten of Swords, again, you have to accept that it's over. That, to me, is the big thing looking at the image. Because, you know, the person's laying there with all these swords in their back. It's time to get up now. You got to get up. It's over with. But you have to accept that it's done. And again, you know, it leads into a new beginning. And there it is, that clarity of thought. But you have to be willing to be done with this situation here. You have to be. Whatever it is that you're involved with right now, it's familiar, it's comfortable to you. You're not really willing to change right now. But I feel like things are going to start shifting for you where I don't want to say like you're not going to have a choice, because you do, because again, you have, you know, that ability to act on your free will. But it's like, I really feel like Spirit's stepping in here and saying, hey, you know, what's going on here is no good. But something's going to have to end. I mean, look at the tens. Between your best path to follow and the outcome, yeah. And again, seeing that Six of Cups and looking at your past being the Queen of Wands, it's like there's a part of you that's like, I mean, as a fear, it's like you're looking back at the Queen of Wands going, look at what I used to be. And then you're carrying that feeling of that'll never happen again. You don't want to do that. You know, as a hope, it's you looking back at, look at how I used to be. I had control of what was going on in my life. I'm sorry, my brain is going faster than my mouth. So, you know, I really feel like between judgment and instinct that you're really going to get some guidance here coming in through to you. It's just that whatever the situation is here, you need to drop the overwhelming feeling that's going along with this so that you can see the truth and have that clarity of thought. And then where you come out at is like you have to accept the ending of this here so that you can move forward and tap back into that feeling of what you used to be, being the Queen of Wands, taking control of the situation. Now, looking at renewal, you know, it's like the rebirth. It's the renewal of your soul, which is definitely what you want coming out of these tens. And then transition. Transition to me is like a move. Something's going to change in your life. And then looking at that with integration, it almost feels like your life is going to expand in a way that you probably are not going to expect. Integration talks about, you know, new family members coming in, you know, new things coming into your life. And then you have renewal and transition. To me, it almost feels like that there's going to be a move. There's going to be a huge transition in your life where you're staying stuck in a situation that was like no good for you at all. And now things are going to change, and they're going to change in a way that's going to like bring in more, because again, with integration, immediately I feel like more people coming into your life, you know, but it's also about the wholeness and the balance coming back into your life, where before there's like fear and then you've got the devil sitting there. It's kind of like combining mind, body, and spirit. You know, and with the Six of Cups and the Queen of Wands, yeah, that's perfect, perfect. But then again, you know, with transition, I still feel like there's going to be a move. It's like you're moving away from old things and making space for new stuff, which is where renewal is coming in. I like seeing renewal out of the Ten of Swords because I think that that's perfect for you guys. Having your spirit renewed. I like it, Aries. I feel like these are good messages for you guys, and I really feel like with instinct and judgment that you really need to pay attention to what messages are coming through from Spirit. Because I feel like where it's leading you is into these feelings here. Renewal, transition, and integration. But, you know, you got to open your eyes here and act on your free will and say no to the things that are holding you back. Okay, Aries, so what I feel like looking at this is that you are clearly in a situation right now where you're like not really wanting to move away from what is familiar to you, but I feel like things are going to start to change. You just need to be careful about the way that you're looking at your past. Because I really feel like there's a part of you that's looking at it going, this is what I used to be. And wanting to be that again, taking control of the situation that is no longer fulfilling you. Now, with the tens that you have going on here, I really feel like the Ten of Wands is a warning that you need to accept the end of pain, but you also need to drop what is overwhelming for you, so that you can see the clarity of the situation that's going on. Because you know that it's not good for you. It's not what you truly want. It's just that right now, for whatever reason, you're needing to stay in it. And I really feel like with these two here, you really need to start acting on your own free will and make those choices to get away from what is holding you back, But then also to get back to that feeling of the Queen of Wands, being dynamic, having that power, taking control of the situation, which is truly what you guys are able to do. You have immense power behind you. It's just you're staying stuck in something that's no good. Instinct and judgment, though. I really feel like you're being led here by spirit. You really need to start paying attention to, you know, the messages that may be coming through to you in your day-to-day life. You know, you may see something that's like, and makes you think that you can release yourself from the shit that's holding you back. Now, when it comes to what you pulled with the soul trees, which I love, love, love this deck. So renewal, transition, and integration, all three of these for me, it's like looking at your reading is speaking about a move. There's going to be a huge transition in your life because when you look at the endings that you pulled, yeah, something's going to end and there's going to be a move. And you're going to feel this sense of renewal. But with integration, you know, I almost feel like you're integrating yourself into a new situation. And it may have to do with different people in your life. Now, with renewal and integration, this speaks about, for me, renewing your sense of spirit and having that connection between the mind, the body, and the spirit so that you can truly see the situation for what it is and start acting on your free will to change what is no longer serving you so that you can step back into that power of the Queen of Wands and take control of the situation.